What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here again. And another eventful day at Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to get into all the nitty gritty, what is going on today. And the transfer window, which seemed like a dream at the start, seeming like to turn into an absolute nightmare with what's going on. Failed attempt after failed attempt after failed attempt. Brian and Buemo it started with. Who else was after that? It's literally non-stop. It's been absolutely non-stop with the failed attempts in this window. The latest of a long queue, Piero Hincapié. And so Fabrizio Romano broke an exclusive this morning saying that Tottenham have approached Bayer Leverkusen for Piero Hincapié with a new proposal. Loan deal with an obligation to buy around 60 million euros, same value as the release clause, but to be paid from 2026. Hincapié wants to leave Bayer, and Tottenham have started discussing personal terms. Very quickly, that changed, and David Ornstein said that Arsenal are now working on Piero Hincapié for Bayer Leverkusen, subject to player exits. The defender has told us by his wish to leave. He is prioritising Arsenal move above others. Efforts ongoing to make fee more realistic than 60 million clause. Then Fabrizio said Arsenal have made official approach to Bayer Leverkusen for Piero Hincapié after the player's decision to leave. No official bid yet, but Arsenal it does depend on Kiwior exit, Porto on it, Zinchenko future. And then the best bit about it all, Ali Gold comes in after that and says Spurs prioritizing a number 10 and a winger in the remaining days of the window. Piero Hincapié does not appear to be a potential signing at this point. That is the biggest load of garbage I've ever heard in my life. Seriously. Can this window get more embarrassing? Not only are we actually making bids and denying it and trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, we just can't get targets in. It's absolute. I've never seen a more embarrassing window than this in my life. And now we've seen some embarrassing ones.
Yeah, it's like we're falling flat on our faces time after time. Someone just put in the chat, Gazumped FC. That's what it feels like at the moment with Tottenham. We're just constantly losing out on our top targets. And look, I don't believe for a minute we didn't look at Hincapié. I think we made an inquiry. We spoke to his camp, and he said he's in talks with Arsenal. Now we're basically running a PR campaign saying we're never interested. Yeah, I don't believe it. Unfortunately, I think that's probably what's happened. We don't want to be publicly embarrassed again like we did for the Eze deal so quickly after that's happened. So that's obviously that's got to be the public line. For me, obviously, I'd love Hincapié. I'm not like, and I'd love him in the club right now, and I think it'd be a phenomenal signing. He's not a priority for me right now, to be honest. Like, we need to get number 10 in. I'd probably rather a winger as well. When it comes to defenders, it's a weird thing. When it comes to defenders, I think the fact we got Frank in, I feel some of the defenders we already have are going to be, like, you're already seeing a difference in Romero, Van de Ven, where they got a bit of protection and stuff like that. I think some of the defenders we already had will probably do a better job anyway under Frank. I'm not saying we don't need improvements. I'm not saying we don't need upgrades. But people like, for example, when Gray plays fullback, is he going to look a lot more comfortable now than he would have under Ange last season when he was probably asked to do maybe a lot more? Like, I think Frank is very creative when it comes to finding solutions. When it comes to the forward line, though, you need that quality. It's a lot harder to coach a player to be good offensively than it is to coach a player to be good defensively. And I think Frank is a very good coach. So obviously I want an upgrade, but I'm less worried about bringing a defender in between now and the end of the window than I am about bringing an attacker and a number 10, because you can't coach like that vision and passing range into a player like you can coach a player to play fullback for a few games. You know what I mean? So I think as much as if it's true we're going for Hincapié and we've been gazumped, I'm not happy about it. But for me, as long as we get a number 10 and a winger, that's what I care about most. But it's obviously not great to be gazumped yet again for another target.
It's embarrassing, mate. It's absolutely embarrassing. And you know, whether me or you think we need it or think it's a priority, Frank clearly wants one. It's been on the list pretty much since we started the window, and whoever we seem to go for is just rejecting us left, right, and saying, how many rejections can we take this window? How many gazumpings by Arsenal, of all teams, Arsenal, in this window? It's been nothing short of embarrassing. And look, in terms of the targets that we need, left winger number 10 and a centre-back / hybrid left-back. Yeah, fine, it's number 3, but it doesn't mean we don't need them, in my opinion. I think for a unbelievable window, for a really good window, we need all 3. Like, look, it's becoming evident that we're not going to get all 3. They've got to be, yeah, like, what are we going to get? Are we going to get a left winger at all? Are we going to get a number 10? At least they were trying to get someone of quality, you know. I've been wanting Piero Hincapié through the door for the last couple of years. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen now. It's going to have to be the pain of watching him play for Arsenal, like it was for Calafiori. You know, we were twerking for Calafiori, and then he ended up in an Arsenal shirt. So it looked like this is going to be exactly the same. But look, at the end of the day, I'm just so frustrated with, like, I can't even think about, like, oh yeah, Archie Gray is going to play right back. We can coach Frank's system. We can coach better defending. Like, they wanted one. They've wanted one all summer. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't look like we're going to get one. So again, we're being sold short once again.
Look, and I said I want one, and I think we'll be much better off for it. I'm just more worried about not getting a number 10 or a winger than I am about not getting defenders, even though we still need one. Look, at the end of the day, we ain't going to get all 3 of those players. We've left ourselves with too little time. We need to do too much to do in the window when it comes to outgoings as well. I'm resigned to the fact I don't think I think there's a quite remote possibility we're getting a defender or a winger. I think we're going to go for number 10 because we know that we literally don't have one, and even if we panic buy one, I think we're going to get one. And I think I don't know who it's going to be, but I think a number 10 will definitely be here between now and the end of the window. But when it comes to a winger and a defender, I don't know where we'll get one, to be honest. I can see Tottenham just giving trust in the wingers that we have rather than panic buying a winger. I can see that being a possibility. It's a weird time being a Tottenham fan right now because everything on the pitch gets you excited about what the future holds. And what we're seeing, you know, with the first few games is very, you know, the results Frank's getting and what he's showing tactically and all this kind of stuff. It's exciting. It's exciting what potentially he can achieve. But then it's all the off the pitch stuff that's just causing frustration and panic, I guess. And that is just it's just a weird place to be, where every time we play it, it seems as though like everyone's like happy again, and then in between games, everyone's just panicking constantly. It's just a weird time.
But that at the end, like the off the pitch stuff, like it's all great. First 2 games of the season, PSG, we've looked brilliant. But the off the pitch stuff usually does, especially when it's a transfer window, it's going to hurt the team in the long run.
It'll catch up with you. That's what we're worried about.
It always does. Every time we have a shit show in the transfer window, it always catches up with us at some point in the season. Last summer, or Ange's first summer, when we got rid of Davinson Sanchez after the transfer window shut, we were like, oh yeah, we're desperate for a centre back. No, but it's cool. We got Cuti Romero and Mickey van de Ven. Surely not both of them are going to get injured. Like, if they both get injured, yeah, we're screwed. But if we've got one of them at least, you know, we should have enough cover. And lo and behold, what happens? Both of them get injured. So, I mean, these things always come to bite us in the arse every single time.
Yeah, well, that's the PTSD of a Spurs fan. And yeah, what's quite interesting though is the bid for Hincapié was 60 million in with a loan with an obligation to buy. Does that imply that we're basically holding off on paying that 60 million for next season because we want to go a bit bigger in these last week now to get these players in? I guess you could read it that way when it comes to the bid that we put in.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first saw it. That the funds for this summer is put aside for the forward line. But still, like you're thinking about it now, like what kind of players in the forward line can we even bring in? Like everyone, all the targets that we wanted to go for at the beginning of the window are gone. They're panicking around, and we'll get into the update in a bit about the players that we have been going for, but they're panicking around, throwing away bids and putting forward bids for players that don't even want to come. Like no groundwork has been laid for the players that we're going for now. And it just seems like we're just panicking and just sending out bids left, right, and centre, just seeing whatever can stick.
Well, when all your first choice targets get gobbled up, that's where it's left us. And we're chasing our tails at the moment, trying to figure out how do we get a player that's going to improve the team in such short notice. When we spent a month haggling over Gibbs White and trying to get that done, and that fell flat. We spent nearly close to a month, same with Eze. So we wasted all this time on two players, and we should have got more clarification and moved on quicker on both of these occasions, and we didn't. We screwed up on both of them, and now here we are, a week away from the end of the window, and we've got so much to do, incomings and outgoings. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like when we talk about Spurs trying to save face, trying to come out and trying to spin it in a way that Spurs have not gone for Piero Hincapié, I mean, that makes it even more embarrassing. They're even just trying to save embarrassment, which actually makes it more embarrassing. So, I mean, this window has literally turned into a nightmare. It promised so much at the beginning, just like that week where we got the here we go for Kudus and Morgan Gibbs White. Just seems like a lifetime ago.
I know. And for that point, it seemed as though was there real change? Are we starting to sign big players, starting to spend big money? But here we are, a week left, and we have so much to do, so many holes to fill in the squad. And we've only signed Kudus and Paulinho. That's all we've signed in the window, really. One, again, I mean, look, they're both good signings.
Don't forget Kota Takai.
Yeah, I mean, Frank forgot him, so I think I can forget him. We're sitting here with those two signings. Frank said himself, in terms of that size of the squad, like, it's not too dissimilar to last season. It's 2 out, 2 in. He seems like we need a few more faces here. So it's just Tottenham Hotspur all over again. You never know when they're next going to embarrass you. It can happen at any moment. And here we are. I didn't expect it to be embarrassed by Hincapié today, but here we are. Within a day, we've got another fucking hijack.
Every day that goes on, it just gets worse and worse. Like the embarrassment just gets more and more. And we're sitting here now, a week to go. We're 1 week to go till the transfer window shuts. We have no 10. Not one in the squad that we can call upon. We're using Pape Matar as a 10. And don't get me wrong, he's doing a brilliant job at this moment in time. But he can't do it all season. We can't rely on Pape in the 10 all season. Is that what it's come to?
Well, we're trying to get one, clearly. But
they're not doing a good job of it, though, are they?
Well, obviously not. They're not doing a good enough job. But I'm just saying that, when you're saying is that what it's come to, it's not like we're not trying to not make that be the case. It's not like we've accepted that is the case. You know what I mean?
That's what we are. We've tried FC. That's what there's been.
I agree with you. I'm just saying it's not like
every single year.
I don't think Tottenham are accepting that situation. Is my point. But we're failing to rectify it.
Absolute joke, man. The people at the top running this football club can't organise a bloody piss up in a brewery. These people, seriously, I'm just getting so frustrated with it all. And like after the Eze thing, like I wasn't even that annoyed because it's just like the same shit happening all over again. But now I'm just starting to get really frustrated. Just like there's not even much talk. The only talk are people rejecting us. That's all the talk is. Yeah, well, Ali Gold said in his article today, there's a few targets that's to be believed on our list that haven't hit the public domain yet. So, look, let's see what happens. I think the priorities are that number 10 and winger, and if we can get those in, I think I'll be a bit more content. But it's a tall order now. Tall order. We are running out of time. Each day passes, the likelihood of us doing the business we need to gets less and less. Yeah, we just got to hope and pray that we can bring someone in, one or two in, with the required quality that can kick us on this season. But that's the situation on Piero Hincapié.